Have you ever been in a conversation with dudes and you're sitting there like, man, if I just changed out the subjects of like the nouns of this would be a chick conversation? You ever done that?
Why, Royce, whatever do you mean?
I mean, like, you ever been sitting there with grease-covered blue-collar mofos and a dude just walks up and he got new work boots and you're just like, oh, those are really nice work boots. And you then proceed to have a 45-minute conversation with blue-collar men about shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always boots, though. Very rarely is it about shoes.
Right.
Always about the boots.
Oh, dude, it's always the blue-collar men. It's always like blue-collar men are bougie as fuck. They just don't realize it. And I want to talk about it tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mythical Man Podcast.
Mythical
Man. We have got to get that in a soundbite. I am one of your hosts, Royce, and my co-host is Daniel, and we are here to hopefully entertain and talk about some absolutely dumb stuff to help you forget about your week. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Good Lord. And dude, I love talking about this so much. And you can get into so many different things with just bougie stuff that men do. And I've heard how my wife will like talk with her friends about certain things. My wife is much dirtier than any man that I've ever talked with. She's staring at me right now. She's in the room. Blink twice if your wife is in the room with you. Comment once if your wife is in the room with you.
And that comment should probably be about how wonderful your wife is.
Should absolutely be about how wonderful your wife is. That's yes.
Just to be on the safe side.
She's watching. But dude,
my wife is. Go ahead.
But dude, I think this hit me the hardest, like, because I'm a safety manager in my job, and I'm a safety manager of a bunch of blue collar guys. I obviously came from the field, but one of the moments that I recognize this the most is a dude shows up, and I was like, "Hey man, like your boots are so bad," and we don't have a boot program in our company, and it kind of sucks. And it'd be cool if we did, but all things aside, guy goes, gets new boots. Comes back in, and these are some good-looking boots, man. I don't even remember what they are. They might have been Timberlands. I don't remember. But the conversation started with like, hey, safety guy, I got new boots. And like, I look at the boots, I'm like, dude, those are some nice freaking boots. And he's like,
you
oh,
want to wear those out in the field, man.
Like, well, here's the thing. So they were designed for work. They had dipped toes, so they had like the extra rubber over the toe to protect the toe. And he was like, yeah. And he was like, is it okay that they're like carbon fiber, like a toe? I was like, wait a minute, they're making carbon fiber out of the toes? He's like, yeah. And then people start showing up. And now we've got 4 or 5 guys standing in a circle, and we're all like sticking our little, our like boots out there. Where's the fucking, we're all like, you know, and we're like, oh, dude, look at my boots. And we're all talking about our boots. And we're talking how comfortable they are, the brands that we like, the ones that we don't like. And I'm in my head, I'm like, if this was a conversation about heels, this would be a stereotypical chick conversation. Because we're talking about how... We're talking about, and I like lace-ups versus slip-ons. Like, you know what I mean? And I just set me down this rabbit hole, and I was like, men and women aren't different. And we're like, oh, yeah.
Not that different.
And it's like, these ones cost me like $250. Can you imagine? And then you get guys that are like, well, well, my wife, she spent like $100 on a pair of heels. Motherfucker, you just went out and spent $250 on a pair of boots. You didn't have to spend $250 on a pair of boots because it's for work. Now, admittedly, we work in a tough industry, so guys are really trying to look for stuff that lasts. But man,
yeah.
Oh, dude, it was the funniest thing, just sitting there talking with, and then inevitably it'll turn into like, man, why don't they make jeans the same way anymore? Right?
Yeah.
And then you start talking about jeans and like the brands that you like and the ones that used to be good and the ones that aren't gonna. And I just listen to this and I'm just like, man, it just, men and women, we have the same conversations. Like,
just about different objects.
No, it's about the same object. It's just a different use case.
Yeah, well, different, I guess what I mean is different in style and function based on what it is that they're doing.
Yeah, but like, I'll still wear my work boots to a private function. I'll still wear my work boots to a freaking... And then you get there talking to people like that. You'll be sitting there a 12-pack deep at a barbecue, talking with a guy, pointing your fucking toe up and like, well, these boots, these are Ariats. They're just some cheap Ariats, you know? And they'll be like, nah, bro, you got to check these. These are Red Wings. I like my... Like, you'll be sitting there hunched down in a chair talking with some bougie redneck mofos, and they're like, nah, but like what really changed it for me... It's
got these for $25 at the shoe warehouse.
The market status of the guys I'm talking about, they're like, dude, I spent like $250 on these boots.
Yeah, there's those.
Yeah.
You ever have the guy with the work cap and the going home cap?
Yeah, I think I got a few of those. Yeah. He's like, this one's the one.
I used to work with a dude, for those of you who may not know, in my younger years, I used to work at a slaughterhouse. And I used to work with a guy on shift who would come in a pristine, like, no bent bill.
Oh, he was a hat guy.
Sports baseball cap, because he's a hat guy. And he'd put it in his locker up top, take this dirty, ratty, blood-stained... beat to shit cap out, put it on, and go out.
Which one did he talk about more? Which one did he talk about more?
Both.
Oh no. Oh, he was happy with both.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. It's
just that one. I guess that one reached a status point in its wear and tear where it was like, I don't want to get rid of it, so I'm going to use it as my work hat.
Dude, I think the funniest ones to me are like one of the ones that made me kind of realize it is like my brother, who he and I talk maybe once a year. It'd be like Christmas. Well, maybe we call each other. He sends me a picture of this Dodge pickup that he gets. It's got a lift on it. It's got big tires. And my brother's like, bro, look at my truck. And it just, in my head, I'm just like, I mean, it's a pavement princess. And like, it is. It's a fucking pavement princess, dude. That thing's not going to see a day of work in its life. And like... I mean, I mean, dude, I got a white F-150 that's brown most of its days, man. Like my truck, I don't like that, you know. And that's the first thought I had, is I was like, oh, my brother didn't buy that, because like men will buy a truck for two different reasons. They're gonna buy a truck because they want you to see it, or they're gonna buy a truck because they need it to work.
Sometimes both.
Huh?
Sometimes both.
But very rarely. Very, very rarely. And he's like, isn't my truck cool? And like, in my head, I'm thinking, that's a pavement princess, man. That truck ain't gonna see a speck of dirt in its life. And
first thought I had was, check out my purse.
It fucking did, dude. Because men are like that. Like, you're not gonna be again, it's like guys aren't showing up to places to be like, oh, look at this outfit that I have on. But if a dude looks over and he goes, man, those look like those jeans could stand up to some stuff, you just opened up the floodgates. You have unlocked the bougie redneck. And that guy is going to tell you everything about them jeans and how he buys these jeans because he can wear them like out to dinner with his wife and she's not going to yell at him, and go to birthday parties. But once they start getting a little bit old, now we're wearing them at work, and then we just recycle them, right?
How much beer's been cleaned out of them, how flame retardant they are.
Oh, dude.
How many times something got caught on them, etc. Yes.
You know what? Like, and this is a total like midlife crisis, like dad thing. Dude, and this is the one that throws me off because I'm not that guy. Like, I don't wear branded shirts. I don't wear like anything with like letters or logos on it. That's just a thing that I have, man. I have had men talk about how many shirts they have with dumb barbecue sayings on it and just like all of this stuff. And like, they got to have the jokey shirt that they wear. And they're like, oh, dude, I seek them out because I want people to look. And it's like, men want you, like there are dudes out there, they want you to look at what they're wearing as much as a woman who goes out and buys like a new dress for a function. But instead of being like, oh my gosh, that dress looks so good on you, it's just like, why does your shirt say I'm stupid and it's pointing up, bro? Like, are you that stupid? He goes, dude, you have no idea. He's like, I felt like this shirt was just me and it just fit me so well and it fit my personality. And I'm just like, these conversations are the exact same. They are
pretty much
the exact same. It's so funny. And I just realized, I'm like, okay, so like blue collar men just have a different way of expressing their bouginess, you know. It's like women it's easy to spot.
True.
But if you've ever been in a blue collar job, you're just like, I know why he's wearing that today. He wants somebody to notice him. You know,
unless it's got a bunch of holes in it and random stains, and then it was the first shirt he grabbed in the dark.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I'm going to like birthday parties or something, dude, I get my comfy pants. I got both knees are blown out. Fucking, there ain't nothing over the pockets. My wallet is in a pocket that's barely holding on by a stitch and just flapping there. And I'm just like, nah, these are aerodynamic. It's hot outside today. You know?
Yep. I have a pair of jeans, you know that the little change pocket on the right hand pocket?
Uh-huh.
I have a pair of jeans where the whole bottom of that little change pocket's blown out completely.
Oh yeah.
And I just let things slide right into my regular pocket at that point because I don't want to abandon the jeans. They're too damn comfortable.
Hell no, dude. Them jeans worked. They did their job. Now it's time for comfy jean territory. Here's my problem is my closet has more comfy jeans in it now than it does jeans I should be wearing at work. And I'm just like,
I think that's part of the getting older thing.
Well, it's also part of the stuff's getting more expensive. Dude, you remember when we get a pair of jeans less than $20?
Mm-hmm.
You know, after tax, it was $20 for a pair of jeans. Dude, now, like, I got to go to Amazon and buy these damn things. They're almost $30, and they don't last as long. And I'm an office guy now. I used to buy a pair of jeans. They would last me like 5 years before they would get to a point where I'm just like, oh, man, these are getting really bad. I need to throw these out. Now I get like a year and a half out of them. And I'm just like, another $30? Well, I guess we're just going to make these go. And dude, I don't remember jeans splitting up the crotch. I mean,
never had one do that.
Huh?
I've never had a pair of jeans split in the crotch.
Dude, I've had many of them. Like, but I wear boot. I don't wear loose fitting clothing because I do a lot of jobs in my life and my clothes always get snagged on stuff. And I have literally torn clothing that is loose fitting on me. So just when I was young, I was like, well, I don't need to wear. So I mean, it doesn't need to be tight, but it doesn't need to be, loose.
Right.
Dude, I have jeans that, like, if and I'm not even that heavy, dude. My waistline hasn't increased in years unless I eat a lot of bread for a week. And then in that case, I'm a little swollen, but that's just called being over 30. Apparently you swell when you eat food over 30. Dude, yeah. I have had jeans that have split from fucking taint to navel, like in the day. And I'm just like, all right, no bullshit. I literally went and duct taped up the whole one day. This was years ago when I was still out in the field. And I was like, well, I'm throwing these out when I'm getting home. And they're like, dude, why you got duct tape all over your crotch? I'm like,
don't ask.
I ain't got a choice, man. They're like, did you split your jeans? I'm like, oh yeah.
My balls are too big.
Dude. And then I read, well, and then that starts the bougie blue collar. Well, if you bought this type of jeans, they wouldn't do that. These are the best jeans I've ever had in my life. And all you have to do is spend $50 to $75 and you're going to get a good pair of jeans. You know what? And I was stupid because I listened to him. I was like, all right, I'm going to go buy the good pair of jeans for work. And fuckers lied to me. They blew out just as fast. But like, nah, bro, but they're more expensive. So obviously, because they're more expensive, they're definitely way better. It's just like them women talking about them shoes, man. No, but no. If you just get these, and now they make stretchy jeans.
Yeah.
Dude, that is the most uncomfortable experience I've ever had in my life. I bought a pair of jeans because I used to go, like when we used to live closer to like a JCPenney. So you walk into like a JCPenney and they had their Arizona brand jeans and they were always like, the jeans are $40, but if you buy two, you get one free. So it's like, I know what you're doing here, JCPenney. So you just buy two pair of jeans. They were normal jeans. So years later, we don't live near a JCPenney. So I go and I find, I'm like, oh, these are the pair of jeans. I buy them. I get them. They're stretchy. Why the fuck are we selling men yoga pants?
Because it's cheaper to produce them.
I don't like stretchy jeans. That is the most uncomfortable feeling. Like, well, the crotch won't blow out. I'm like, or you could just you could just make jeans the way you used to and they don't blow out anyway. Now, granted, that being said, they were, they were thicker than a freaking gunny sack, Yeah.
At least they're not skinny jeans.
Oh, I hate them. Dude. No, and dude, you know what the bad part was? Is one of the pair of jeans that came in, because I ordered two. One of them came in, it was marked as bootcut jeans. They were not. They were skinny jeans. I was so pissed. It was bad.
Those get sent right back.
Nah, because I ended up going to work with them one day and they wouldn't even fit over my boots. So I took my knife and I cut the fucking ends of them open so they would go over my boots. Needless to say, I couldn't send them back. My wife may or may not have been mad at me for that one. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
In a private conversation. Oh, dude. And then this whole conversation get do you remember back in the day the commercials on TV from Rent-A-Center or Walmart, and they're like on sale now, the biggest fucking TV that you don't need for the big game. Impress your friends with this big TV for the big game. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Have you ever been compelled to go and buy something like that just to impress your friends?
No.
I don't think I have, dude.
I'm sure there are impressionable people in the world, but I am not one of them.
Dude, I've never never been the type of person to do that. Like, oh, I gotta build stuff to like impress people or be like impress the guys. However, I have accidentally impressed all of the men in my town. And I feel like the belle of the ball. And here's why.
Don't we all in that
Dude,
moment?
my wife tells me she was working at one of the local stores. And people come up, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" And small town people get to the small talk. They go, "Oh, yeah, no, we live on this side of town. Where do you live?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, we live over just on this street, at this house." And they're like, "Wait, the house with the big ass Texas smoker out front?" And my wife's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "I drive by it all the time and point that out to my wife." And men are just telling my wife how they rubberneck every time they go past my house because I'm a poor and I can't go out and buy like a Traeger or a Pit Boss. So I just found some scrap metal and built my own. And I just fire it up with wood. And now, dudes go by and they're just like, "Dude, it's so cool. I can't believe you have that thing." And like, to me, I was just solving a problem. I just wanted to smoke food. And like, men are just like, it's a strange feeling to be in a conversation with a man and you can hear his ovaries screaming.
The broveries.
Dude, the broveries. The brovery. Oh, dude. Oh, dude, that needs to be the title of this episode. When a blue-collar broveries start screaming. Oh, that's probably a terrible title for SEO. We'll figure it out. Oh, my gosh. But, what are some, you got to know what I'm talking about. And I know you've been through some instances like this. Like, what are some instances, I obviously told the hat story at the front of this. Like, there's got to be more than just the hat story, though.
Well, I mean, way, way back, yeah. Because, I don't know if you were around for that era very much, but around my town, we had guys who did the whole chain wallet thing.
I also did the chain wallet thing. I was a skater at one point in time. It was skater culture. Yep. Yeah.
That's where it came from. Then it became trendy to do.
Oh no, I was just a skater. Yeah. Wow.
So we had guys who were like blinging their wallet chains.
Oh, no.
Like you would do, sticking glow lights and like old baseball cards in the spokes of your bike in order to make them make noise and glow and whatnot. Like it was always a competition around town of what weird accent you could put on what in order to make it stand out. It's the same thing as the sarcastic comment t-shirts.
Right.
So, it was stupid stuff too, but I bought into it. I intentionally went to a pet store just to get the thickest dog leash I could and
for
use
your
that
wallet
as a wallet chain. Yep.
Dude, it's so funny. Once you
links about that big.
He's like, "Yeah, but do you have a fat wallet chain?" You ain't got no wallet. My wallet chain's thick with 3 C's. Before that was even a thing. Before the 3 C's was even a thing. Dude, that's hilarious.
Can use my wallet like a morning star.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's hilarious.
But there were dudes who were hanging like keychain ornaments and whatnot off of them, like threading them through the links. It was ridiculous.
Dude, that's hilarious. That is so freaking funny, man. That throws me back. Dude, I remember when both of my brothers, Because my brothers are older than me. My brothers are actually older than you.
Oh.
So they were like teenagers in the 90s. And dude, I remember when both of my brothers had pierced ears and frosted tips. Like,
thankfully I never pierced anything.
Oh dude, I remember both of them having pierced ears and frosted tips, man. And oh dude, and then you remind them of them and they're like, no, this is not a thing. I'm like, yeah, that was the thing.
Revisionist history. It didn't happen.
Oh, dude.
You have no proof. I've got pictures from the family barbecue. Don't make me get them out.
Oh, dude. See, that's one of the things I love. Like when I hit about 11, 12 years old and I realized I don't like being in pictures. So like cameras would come out at the family barbecue and I just dipped. Nope, we're not doing this. I don't. And like,
yeah, I was the same way.
Well, when I met my wife, she had mentioned one day, she's like, I want to see you, like, because she met me when I was like 18. She's like, oh, I want to see you, like, like growing up and like, when like in your like awkward teenage phase and all that. And I was like, that's not gonna happen. And she goes, what? You're not gonna show me the pictures? I was like, no, the pictures don't exist. And she's like,
that information is classified.
No, it's not even classified. It never existed to be classified. Dude, you have no idea how many times I got yelled at.
Oh, I can imagine. I've
dude.
had my share of girlfriends who are like, show me pictures when you were young. And I'm like, there's only one. I was extremely drunk when it happened.
Dude, there are no pictures from the time I was, and like the only reason I did senior pictures is because my dad threatened my life.
I never showed up for picture days.
No, dude, no. So I start dipping out from pictures when I'm like 12. And I took one, I remember, because it was with my grandpa, we were out to dinner. I took one selfie with my grandfather when we were out to dinner because I hadn't seen grandpa in a while. And I will never delete that picture, dude. I was, and I'm a goofy looking teenager and it's a selfie taken by a teenage boy, whatever. But like outside of that picture with me and my grandpa, which I still have on Facebook, and I will never delete that picture as long as I live. Because I'm named after I'm partially named after him, and my son is completely named after that man. But like, there's no pictures. There's no, and my wife, she asks my mom and dad, because when we're getting serious, and she's like, no, I want to see pictures of him growing up. Like he tells me they're not there, and my parents are like, yeah, we don't have any. Mm-hmm. Like he's in pictures up to this date, and then nothing. And then my dad made me do senior pictures because, again, he threatened my life.
Fair.
And I was like, he's like, you don't understand. You're going to appreciate this when you're older, and you're going to want to look back on all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I can't tell you where my yearbook is nowadays. But anyway, so I went out and I did senior pictures, and my dad took, he's actually, my dad is actually my dad's one of those everything guys who's just good at everything except for speaking politically correct. He's artistic. He can build a house from the ground up. He can rewire electrical. He don't really like to mess with electrical, but he will. He can like dig a trench. I mean, everything. He can draw pictures. He could hand draw blueprints of what he wants done if he wants it done. He drew a picture. He was just sitting there one day, 15 minutes later, all of a sudden, there's this wonderful little art picture of a cottage sitting on a hill, and it's got grass, and there's like flowers and trees. And I was like, what the my dad's just that guy. So he takes my senior pictures, and I'm like, holy crap, he actually knows how to hold a camera. This is ridiculous. Like he's bowled 5 300s in his life. Like, he's just that guy. He's a really good cook. Like, and so.
That's my grandpa.
Right? Like, but there's no pictures. There's none. And my wife is like, what are you, and it took like when we were very early on, like my wife, she'd come up to me, we'd be dating. She'd be like, nope, you're going to take this picture with me. And and so I'd snuggle in for the selfie, and she'd take the picture, and my mother's jaw would hit the ground.
That was nice of you.
And my mother is like, how not, and my wife's just like, what are you talking about? Like, we haven't been able to get him in a picture in like 8 years. And she's like, oh, I've gotten like 5 with him this week. And my mother is just like, woof. Dude, it's so funny. Like,
you're nicer than I am. I would where's Waldo my girlfriends intentionally. You're like, I'm gonna take a picture with you, and they'll like get all up close for the selfie, and I'll just put my head in their hair so they get a picture of this.
I apparently I liked my wife more than you liked your girlfriends.
True that.
As is evident by the term wife and girlfriend.
Indeed. But I did that to everybody. It was a game I wanted to play with the world. I'm like, if you take a picture anywhere in my vicinity, it's going to be of like a portion of my back with somebody else in the way.
And now you're on the internet doing internet videos.
Oh, and now I'm on the internet. Shame.
Oh, you've come so far since I've met you, Daniel, son.
I know.
Dude, it's wild. Like I said, it's so funny that just the different things that people think about and like what they value and what they think makes them look cool, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure that I have those things, and I just don't realize them because in my brain, I'm just like, no, it's practical, you know?
Pretty much. My daughter says I walk like a GTA character.
The fuck does that mean?
Like I have that stride, like full body stride when I walk and I'm not actively thinking about anything.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, the aw shit, here we go again walk.
Dude,
She does it to me all the time. It makes me weirdly self-conscious when it happens too, which is annoying.
Dude, that's so funny. That's so funny. I get it a lot of times. Like, how do you know this thing? I'm like, I don't fucking just because I fucking know shit, dude. I drink and I know shit. Like, what are you talking about?
That's my line.
Huh?
That's my line. Thank you.
What are you drinking?
Rum, currently.
I mean, I'm drinking beer, so.
I got a bottle of Captain Morgan Private Stock.
Ooh, that's good stuff. That's the other thing, too, is you meet those guys that, like, try to impress you with, like, the booze that they have or, like, the craft beers and stuff. Admittedly, I got caught up in the craft beer thing.
The only time I give people actual credit for craft beer is if they're doing it themselves.
So I get it. One of my old bosses, I'm still very good friends with him to this day. I actually talk with him. I talk with him usually like once a month or so. He's one of the only coworkers I've ever had who's actually bridged the gap from coworker to friend, and he was my boss. He's a great guy. He got me really into craft beer. And I end up going to my brother's house, hanging out with my brother. This is like 10 years ago or more. And I'm hanging out with my brother, talking with my brother, and I said something about like, oh yeah, I'm into craft beer. And my brother's like, oh dude, you're into craft? He's like, or are you like into IPAs? And I look at my brother and I go, IPAs are for hipsters and communists, and hipsters are just communists, so you know. And my brother looks at me, and he is the most red-blooded, like, rah-rah America guy ever. And he was just, I was like, no, I'm not into IPAs. IPAs taste like you're licking a fucking pine tree. What's wrong with you? No. And he's just like, so what do you drink? I'm like, I don't know, stuff that don't taste like I'm licking a pine tree. Porters, stouts, you know, ales, you know. Not this crap that tastes like you're licking a pine tree. I keep going back to the pine tree. I don't like IPAs.
You are. And apparently pine trees.
It's pine trees is what it is. Have you ever had IPA? It's horrible. It is.
Yeah, I've tried them.
It's not an enjoyable experience.
But there is a certain skill to the craft, so even if it tastes like ass, I will give the guy credit for making it.
Counterpoint. Buddy of mine goes to a brewery a while back, ends up talking with the brewmaster at the brewery, right? And my buddy is like, dude, I don't understand. He's like, I don't like IPA. I don't get why people like it. What's going on? And he goes, I can tell you exactly why. And this is the brewmaster of the brew house.
Okay.
And the brewmaster tells my buddy, he goes, IPAs are one of the easiest beers to produce quickly. And so what a lot of brew houses will do is convince their clientele that it's actually a good beer because it's one of the quickest that they can produce.
That makes sense.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't Googled if that's true. And I'm going to be honest. I don't really care if that's true. IPAs taste like shit. And I'm going to be honest. I think it's just a marketing ploy to be like, well, if you're a beer snob and you like drinking fancy beers, like drink IPA. No. But I
mean, it makes sense. I'm more of a liquor guy, and I can tell if something's been aged or not.
Mm-hmm. No, I get you. I don't drink liquor because I drink liquor the same way that I drink beer, 12 ounces at a time, and that is a very different result.
That's why I like it.
So, dude, when I tell people, my buddy and I, for my birthday one year, and it's not the craziest story on the planet, but like my parents took me out for my birthday, and then mom and dad both went and mom got me a bottle of Chivas Regal, which is a Scotch whiskey blend. And then dad got me a bottle of Johnny Red. Admittedly, and my mom got me Chivas Regal because that's what her dad, like when she was young and they would buy a bottle for her dad, that was like a present for him throughout because he wouldn't get, because Chivas Regal, obviously it's only a $40 bottle, but they bought a lot of cheap stuff. But when they would buy him something nicer, so she was like, hey, my father liked this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm actually a Chivas Regal fan. I think it's fantastic. But my buddy and I,
not bad at all.
He comes up to my house. It's my birthday night or whatever, and it happens to be on a weekend. And it is a snowstorm just coming down sideways. And I do not
Best
have
time for some drinking.
Huh?
Best time for some drinking.
Well, it's a very good time for some drinking, but usually we drink beer. And we look outside and we're like, man, like we don't even want to go down. Like the roads are so bad. The plows aren't out yet. It's later at night. Plows aren't coming out until the morning. Even to just go the mile to the gas station to pick up some beer or whatever, like and it's cold. And we're just like, all right, you know what? We've got the heaters in my garage. I was like, I'll tell you what, let's have a drink or two. Let's have a drink or two from what my parents bought me. 2.5 hours later, we had finished the bottle of Chivas Regal and half of the bottle of the Johnny Red. And we were smoked.
Yeah.
And these weren't fifths. These were bottles. These were these were bottles. And we were freaking smoked, dude. And that's when I was just like, oh, I shouldn't drink normal alcohol because when I drink beer, it's low enough alcohol content that I feel it slowly and I'm like, ooh, I should stop right now. When I drink scotch or scotch whiskey blends, I go from, hey, I feel really good to hey, I don't feel so good right now, dude. I think I need to go downstairs for now. Like, it's bad. So now here's my question to you, good sir.
What's up?
Are you a Cloud 9 drunk or are you a flu drunk?
I'm never a flu drunk.
Oh, dude. Every time I even start to feel it, it didn't matter if I was young, doesn't matter if I'm old. I think it's because I'm probably allergic to alcohol. Every time if I start feeling drunk, I start like joint pain. I feel like I have a fever. I feel like I have the flu. Being drunk for me is the worst feeling on the planet. Which is part of the reason I stick to beer. Because, dude, getting drunk for me is the worst feeling on the planet. It is not a fun feeling for me.
Duly noted.
How about you?
I have 2 modes when I drink.
Oh, no.
And when I say drink, I mean more than just having a couple of glasses. I mean, I'm working towards the bottom of the bottle. Like I'm digging for gold. I have 2 modes. It depends on the type of alcohol. Generally, everything else, like when I'm enjoying drinking, I'm a Scotch guy.
Right.
But there's most alcohols, I end up just being extremely happy and a little bit laid back, as people have seen in other shows that I've done. When I've gotten to a drunk point, I sink in my chair and start making offhand comments all the time. It's more great. So than I usually do.
That's so great. I love it.
But what comes immediately after that is I'm going to go do something outrageously insane that's possibly going to hurt someone or myself or get the cops called because I get crazy ideas and have no way to tell myself no.
I need to be drunk with you in person, but in like a
It takes a couple of bottles, man.
It takes a couple of bottles. My good God. No.
Dude, I'm Irish.
So am I. There's also some French in there, though, too, so that's probably the problem.
Yeah, I'm mostly Scots-Irish.
I am Irish, English, and French, which is part of the reason my personality just confuses people because my DNA literally hates itself. Part of my DNA wants to enslave the other part of my DNA, and the other part of my DNA wants to fight the other part. It's bad. It's bad. When you got that mix, you just don't know how to be. I had somebody look at me. Are you Italian? Like, no. What? You just.
Well, you do talk with your hands sometimes.
I talk with my hands a lot. Sometimes I talk with my hands most of the time. I'm a talker. I can't and I can't talk enough with my mouth, so I have to talk with my hands.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I don't know how to do the signing language stuff.
Yeah. But I have noticed that I can drink cheap whiskey more than I can drink top shelf.
Wait, how the fuck does that make any sense?
I know, it's weird.
What? No, that's very weird. Explain yourself.
Top shelf hits me harder. Kind of like you with beer. I can drink cheap, like Inverhouse Scotch whiskey by the bottle, but I get a bottle of my High West that I usually keep in the cabinet, and that'll last me for a month just drinking a couple of glasses of it in order to get that buzz going on.
Interesting. Huh. And
the only alcohol I will never touch again is tequila, because the things I've done while drunk on tequila should never be spoken of again.
Tequila is, I hear that more often from people than not. And I know a lot of people that are just like, dude, I'll get drunk on anything. Won't do tequila. That and the other one that I hear a lot is Jägermeister. And people
Jägermeister's. I think Jägermeister's delicious.
I know people who have, experienced Jägermeister through the mouth hole twice, and they're like, I will never ever do Jaeger again. I know people who are just like, have you ever tried to up chuck Jägermeister? And I'm like, no. And they're like, it is a horrible experience.
It is.
I know.
I mean, so when I was young, again, the guys and we had a game that we would play towards the end of a party night, which was a combination test of manhood / endurance test.
Wait. You have a game that you're going to play at the end of the party,
yes.
Not during the party.
No,
the party's wound down. The peoples are home.
We were usually the last ones to leave, okay?
Oh, you were one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I was not one of those.
So what would happen, usually in most scenarios, vodka was the drink that ended up being left over.
Oh, I don't like this. This is going.
You won't like where this is going. So one of us drunk assholes would go to whatever store was closest and still open, 7-Eleven, whatever.
Yeah.
And get orange juice. Come back to the party. We would take the largest containers we could possibly get. 3/4 vodka, 1/4 orange
container
juice.
And not a cup. It's just
because it wasn't always a cup.
It's whatever we could pour some orange juice and vodka in.
Yes, and it was 3/4 vodka, 1/4 orange juice. Oh. Every single one of us got one of these containers, and then we stood in the backyard of whatever house we were partying in and challenged each other to drink this down as fast as possible without puking.
I am so glad I didn't have party days. Oh my God. How are you alive?
I really don't know sometimes.
I really don't know sometimes. I mean,
I could tell you stories of insane things that have nearly killed me, but they haven't succeeded yet.
We might have to do a show about that. I might have to hear some Daniel. That's the problem, dude, is like I've got kind of the boisterous attitude. I never been to house parties in my life. Been to barbecues, very different. Never been to a house party. Didn't drink in high school. First full beer I ever finished was at my graduation party that my parents threw. And then they started calling like my friends' parents and like, hey, here's the deal. It's a graduation party. We're going to let the boys have some. What's the rules? And if the parents were like, absolutely not, my parents were like 10-4. Absolutely not for your kid. And there were other parents that were super dope. They're like, fuck yeah. They're just like, don't let them drive. And my parents, my parents are like, we already have the keys. You're totally fine. And they're like, cool. Let the boys have a fun night. You know, it's graduation time. So yeah, like, I mean, me and my buddies drank on my graduation party. I didn't really drink a whole ton until I was like, I didn't really start drinking until I was like 24.
Oh.
And I already had
you sweet summer child.
No, we had almost 4 kids by that point in time. Like I
had been drinking and partying since I was 14.
Dear God.
I got evicted from an apartment because I went rock star on it after a bender.
Oh, you know what's so funny about this? To tie it back to the beginning, men and women's conversations are not different.
This is true.
I have heard these exact conversations with women. It's slightly different. The material might be different. The alcohol might be different. The situation might be different. I've heard these exact same conversations. It's so funny. And I think
that's why I'm so relaxed nowadays, though, is because of all the crazy BS I endured when I was young.
I don't understand how you're alive. Yeah, no.
Grace of God, man. Grace of God.
Dude, and like, it's so funny. Like, it's so funny.
Next time we do a show, I'll tell you stories.
Oh, dude. Well, we got to see what the topic of the show is going to be. Or like, we're going to have so many of these recorded by the time we actually start releasing episodes. We're going to have to see what like people say and like,
that's true.
Pull from the audience at some point. But like, dude, I don't have a lot of like, oh, I did crazy stuff, because I really didn't do crazy stuff. Part of the reason is because my siblings are all much older than me, and I watched them do a lot of crazy stuff.
That's more likely it, because I have a really, like, my youngest brother is 10 and a half years younger than me. So he grew up listening to my stories of, hey, don't do that, and this is why.
I remember going to pick my brother up from a police department that was an hour away from our house because my brother drove drunk a month after he got his license with his cousin, pulled up, drove through a cornfield, and then parked the car on a sidewalk. I remember my dad being very pissed off because it was a Saturday morning when he was going to be able to sleep. Instead of waking up at 3:30 in the morning, he was going to be able to wake up at 5, and instead he woke up at 1:30 in the morning to go pick his son up from a police department that was almost an hour away. So although I watched my brother do a backflip that day. Yeah. I got 2 stories from that one. My mom's story is that my brother rolled his eyes because we get to the front door. My mother says something to my brother. I don't remember. I'm tired. I'm a little kid. I'm like 8 years old. My brother is 16. I've got a blanket around me. I'm just like, I've been up since 1 o'clock. Because my parents didn't want to leave the house with their 8-year-old, so, hey, you got to come with us.
Yep.
So, like, I've got a blanket around me, and we get to the front door. Dad's got the key in the front door, unlocking the front door. Mom is saying something to my brother. Mom's version of the story is, and I remember this because I remember my mother saying this, don't you roll your eyes at me. My brother's version of the story is, dude, I was still fucking hammered, and I could barely stand. And I was like, dude, it was like 6 in the morning when we got home. He's like, I had a lot to drink that night. This is my brother telling me from the past. My dad's version of the story is he hears, don't roll your eyes at me. And my dad turns around and cold cocks my brother. And my brother, dude, I've never seen a man get punched so hard they did a backflip. And I don't know if it was and my brother hits one of the plastic chairs, shatters the plastic chair. My dad unlocks the door and is like, now get in the house. And my brother's like, what the fuck just happened? It was wild. So needless to say, I didn't have a wild streak.
You learned from osmosis.
Dude, I was just like, I'm like standing there and I'm just like, I've seen that shit in cartoons, but I ain't never seen that in real life. Like, I'm just holding my blanket over my shoulders. Like
from probably the age 6 to 9, my little brother most likely thought that anytime the cops showed up at our house, it was because of me. And it was probably true. I think my poor mother tells the story that she got used to opening the door and asking, what did he do now?
Oh, no. I don't know this about you. Oh, dude, I've known you for like 3 years at this point, man. Oh, you were. I will say this.
Like I said, I've got stories. You'll be like, who the hell are you?
Oh, we need to wait until we can do an in-person. You need to save those stories until we do the in-person because I want to do this in person one day. Oh, dude, that's like my brother. When my brother got his now wife pregnant, they were dating back in the day, which my nephew is like he's like 22 now. Don't like saying that. 23. Oh, but when my brother takes his girlfriend in to be like, Mom, I need to tell you something. My mom was looking out the window for the cops to pull up. And my brother tells my mom, she's like, Mom, she's pregnant. And my mom was like, okay, thank God we can deal with this. And I'm just very different. You troublemakers, man. You guys make it hard for the youngins, man. Cause I wasn't allowed to get away with shit.
Mm-mm.
I wasn't.
Same way with my brother.
Oh, dude. Oh, I was not allowed to get away with shit. Predominantly because I watched what happened. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I will say this. Oh, this is the challenging. Oh, we can't get too far into this because I know we want to do an episode about talking about fighting with your dad.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.
Like, cause that's gonna be a good one, man. But like, also, good Lord, you know, I just but to tie this off, I don't know how we got this far off track, but man, it's so funny. It's just there's all these.
We're literally doing that.
We are like it's men and women's conversations. If you ever just sit there and listen to people talk, the conversations are the same. And it's so funny. And it just hit me one day so bad at work. And I've been wanting to talk about this when a guy got some new boots at work and we're like, oh, what brand are those? Ooh, do you like that? And it just fucking spiraled. And now I notice it every time. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, we sound like a bunch of clucking hens, right? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, listen to what we're saying. If we just swap out this word for purse or this word for high heels or this word for dress, we're like, wait, I've had full-blown conversations with how comfortable an FR shirt is. We're like, well, but really, like, we like the pearl snaps of the shirts because they just, I like the look of pearl snaps instead of regular buttons.
What's the difference between how much stuff I can, shove into my rucksack versus how much stuff I can fit in my purse?
Dude, when you get into the conversations, it's not much.
Nope.
It's really not. And then you start discussing like the dimensions and you're like, well, and then by the way, I've got to have this little emergency thing over here. Like it's the same fucking shit.
It's got pockets.
It's the same thing, dude. It's so funny. And so, well, I got this because it looks like this, just like it looks cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like I said, dude, when I built my smokers, dude, I never thought in a million years I was building them to like look cool. I was really like going for function and things like that and want to cook good food. And then people are like, man, those are so cool. And I'm just like, and I look back at them and I'm
well,
like,
it's kind of the same thing. They're thinking, boy, what could I, cook on that?
I'm going to sell one this year. I'm going to sell one. And actually I got a guy at work who wants to pay me to build him a custom one. So that's
Heck
probably, yeah. So I'm going to be real busy here in the next month or two building a smoker. It's going to be great, but
nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the Mythical Man Podcast. It'd be really awesome if you guys would tell us what your man conversations are about, whether they're boots or jeans or some shirts or whether it's a four-wheeler or whatever toys that you get and you just sit there and you start gabbing like girls about the cool stuff that you have because you do it. I know that you do it. I don't care if you're sharing pictures of your truck, your boots, or a fucking chicken coop that you built because it made the wife happy. Every guy does it. We all gab about this stuff, and all we have to do is just swap about the nouns and the verbs, and it would be a chick conversation. So let us know down in the comments, or if you guys are over on Spotify and all that, upvote this. Leave us 5 stars for the podcast. You guys have been absolutely fantastic.
Yes, please.
I have been Royce. He has been Daniel. We
have
have been
Daniel.
the Mythical Man Podcast. Later, everybody.
Mythical Man.
Mythical Man. We've got to get that right.